My dear son, my dear daughter, it was no coincidence that you made it here. I myself brought you with cords of love, with invisible ties of mercy, because I have something to tell you that will transform the way you see everything you're going through. Yesterday, when you went to bed in silence, with a heavy heart, you cried out to me. Even though you didn't use audible words, even though no one else heard you, I did. I was there. And now that I have your attention, I ask you, in whom have you placed your trust? In whom are you placing your hope? I see how your heart has grown weary, how your faith has been shaken, and how you sought refuge in things and people that cannot sustain you. You've tried to stay strong on your own. You've wanted to control everything your way, but you're getting tired. You were not created to carry it all by yourself. I am your God, your refuge, your strong tower, and today I come to remind you that in me lies your true hope. Do not forget what is written in my word in Romans. May the God of hope fill you with all joy and peace as you trust in him, so that you may overflow with hope by the power of the Holy Spirit. I am that God. I am the one who brings hope when everything seems lost. I am the one who can fill your soul with joy even in the midst of the storm. I am the one who can give you peace, not the peace of the world that depends on circumstances, but mine, the one that surpasses all understanding. My peace anchors you. My peace sustains you. I know you've asked for proof of my love. I know your heart, wounded by human disappointments, has begun to wonder if I am still with you, if I still care. But today, with a clear and firm voice, I tell you, stop trusting in man. Do not place your security in human promises, in inconsistent affections, in systems that fail. Trust only in me, in your God who does not change, who does not forget, who does not grow tired. People may fail you, but I will never leave you. What today seems like silence on my part is actually a deep movement of my hand, working behind the curtain, preparing something greater than you can imagine. You must know I am always by your side, even when you don't feel me. I am closer than you think. I have never stopped walking with you, not for a single day. Imagine me as your unbreakable shield, surrounding you with my powerful wings of favor, unlimited and full of deep compassion. Nothing escapes my control. What you are experiencing is not the end. It is only a transition towards something better. Listen closely. Tomorrow you will be surprised. Yes, tomorrow, because I am removing something from your life that you do not need. Something you thought was essential but was actually holding you back, distracting you, or even contaminating you. I am pruning it carefully, like a gardener trims a plant so it can grow stronger. And though it hurts now, later you will understand. Later you will praise me. That's why today I ask you one thing. Stay with me. Don't turn off this message. Don't walk away from my voice, because if you listen to the end, you will understand my purpose. I will speak to you clearly, exhort you with love, encourage you with power, but you need to be willing to let me in, to give me that burden you carry, to surrender and trust me fully. You have not yet seen what I have prepared for you. But if you choose to believe, if you choose to wait on me, I assure you that what's coming will exceed your expectations. What is coming is not defeat, but victory, not loss, but restoration, not sorrow, but joy. This is what the Lord says. Listen closely, because I don't want this moment to pass you by. This word I give you today is not a coincidence, nor a matter of luck. It is my voice speaking to you with tenderness, firmness, and eternal purpose. I have been seeking you. I've been gently knocking on the door of your heart, waiting for the moment when you would pause to hear me with an open soul. This is that moment. Do not ignore it. Today I come to cover you with my glory, with my peace, and with my presence. Walk in confidence, for the victory is already yours. And nothing, absolutely nothing, can prevail against the one I myself have guarded. So it shall be, for I, the Lord, have declared it with eternal authority. There is no plan of the enemy that can frustrate what I have determined for you. There is no word from man that can cancel the blessing I have already released over your life. Each day, I reveal my infinite love through many beautiful ways made especially for you. When you see the sunrise, when you feel the embrace of someone who loves you, when you come across a word of encouragement at just the right moment, that is me showing you that you are not alone. Even in moments when everything seems dark, when the future feels uncertain, I am still speaking to you, guiding you, and caring for every detail, because I love you with a love that does not change, that does not weaken, that does not depend on your performance but flows from my very nature. When life brings you challenges, let my peace and tenderness heal your heart and soul. I do not want you to face your battles with fear. I want you to walk with the assurance that I am with you, that I go before you, that nothing escapes my sovereignty. Feel my comforting embrace surrounding you. I am covering you, protecting you with my wings like a father who does not let harm come near his child. Remember that you are destined to overcome every trial, because I have not made you weak. I formed you with strength, with resilience, with a spirit that reflects my own. I see the faith you hold in your heart. Even when you think it is small, I treasure it deeply. That faith that keeps you from giving up, that lifts you up time and time again, pleases me. It brings me immense joy to see that you still trust in me, even when your circumstances don't seem favorable. Connecting with you daily fills me with joy, knowing that you value my promises and keep them close to your soul. When you meditate on them, when you repeat them, you are building a solid foundation for your life. You are giving me more space to work within you with greater power. My heart is warmed when I hear you speak my promises. When I see you bowed in sincere prayer before me without masks, without pretense, I know I am at work there. In that secret place where no one else sees you, I meet you. And through those sincere actions, you will witness how miracles unfold in your life. They won't be isolated events, but a divine sequence of testimony after testimony, each one a sign of our unbreakable bond. As your faith grows, it becomes stronger and more resilient. Your prayers gain strength and confidence. They are no longer just words. They become spiritual declarations filled with powerful certainty. You know that I hear you, and that conviction pleases my soul because you understand your prayers are never in vain. I am attentive. I listen even to what you cannot put into words. Every thought, every desire, every sigh, I receive them with love and readiness to respond. This unshakable devotion deeply moves me. It strengthens the special connection we share. It's a bond stronger than any circumstance. And though life may present challenges that test your faith, remember your heart remains anchored in my eternal word. That is your security. That is your rock. That is why I invite you to make time with me your daily priority, not because I need it, but because you do. Because I am more essential than any task, any goal, any obligation you face. In my presence you will find direction, peace, joy, and renewed strength. Do not neglect those precious moments of stillness and reflection. Offer me your sincere faith, your time, your attention, and everything you hold in your heart. What may seem small to you is sacred to me. Keep your dreams clear, don't let go of them. I have seen them too. I long for them as well, and I want to see them fulfilled with you. With your faith and my divine power, imagine the incredible wonders we can achieve together. What is impossible for the world will become a testimony of my faithfulness in your life. This message is especially for you. I know that recent doubts have clouded your hope. I know you felt as if your prayers may not be heard, but I want you to know with complete certainty that I always listen to you. Even in your moments of silence, even when you don't know what to say, I am there, attentive, loving you, supporting you with every whisper of your heart. Your dreams matter to me. Your desires align perfectly with mine when you seek me sincerely. Do not give up. I am at work, and what's coming is greater than you can imagine. You've walked difficult paths, and I've been there every step of the way, even when you didn't realize it. Every stretch of that road, every long and quiet night, every tear shed in secret has not gone unnoticed by my eyes. My presence has been as close to you as the air you breathe. In those moments when you thought you were alone, I was carrying you in my arms. The weariness you feel is not unknown to me. I understand the weight of your thoughts, the anxiety that tries to overwhelm you, and the relentless questions swirling in your mind. I have not ignored a single one. There are things you don't understand right now, processes that seem senseless, doors that closed without explanation, and paths that once felt secure but changed direction. All of it has had a purpose. Not because I take pleasure in your suffering, but because every situation I have allowed has served as a tool to shape you, strengthen your character, purify your faith, and prepare you for what I have designed since before you were born. Even though it has hurt, even though it has felt like you were moving backward, you have actually been advancing toward a glorious destiny. I have allowed some people to leave your life not because they appeared bad, but because their presence was stalling the growth I'm bringing forth within you. Some relationships were necessary for a season, but they no longer belong to the next chapter I am writing for you. Don't cling to what no longer carries life. Look with spiritual eyes at what I am doing. Trust the shaping of your path, even when it feels unfamiliar. Everything has been orchestrated with deep intention and eternal vision. Though the journey has challenged you, it has never been outside of my care. I'm building something beautiful in you, something enduring, something sacred. Continue forward with faith, because I am not done with you. In fact, I am just getting started. I am removing what no longer builds you up, what distracts you, what weakens your focus. And in doing so, I'm clearing the ground so that my promises may manifest without hindrance or contamination. There is no loss I cannot use for my glory. There is no pain I cannot turn into a living testimony. The brokenness you have felt will become the foundation upon which I will raise a new structure of purpose, conviction, and power. Even your deepest wounds, the ones you've hidden for so long, I am touching with my healing balm. I am the healer. I am restoring you from the deepest parts of your being, and in the right time, what now seems like ruins will be restored with beauty only I can create. I cover you with my glory, my peace, and my presence. This covering does not break. It does not weaken. It does not fade. It is constant, firm, and secure. Under my shadow you can live without fear. No plan of the enemy has access where my light resides. Walk with confidence, for victory has already been established. Nothing can prevail against the one I have guarded. This has been determined in my eternal counsel, and no one can revoke what I have declared. Daily I manifest my love in ways you may not always recognize. I am in the simple, in the small, in the everyday. I am in the smile of a stranger, in a song that comes at the perfect time, in the message that touches your heart unexpectedly. I am in every detail, because I delight in blessing you in ways only you can truly understand. Those unique expressions made just for you are my way of reminding you how deeply I love you. When exhaustion overwhelms you, and challenges try to steal your hope, let my peace be your refuge. That peace is not based on the absence of problems, but on the certainty of my presence. Let my tenderness heal the broken parts of your soul. Breathe deeply and know that I am the one who sustains you, who covers you, who never leaves your side. Surrender into my arms, and you will know what it is to live without fear. Every time you turn to my word and meditate on it sincerely, you allow it to penetrate deeply into your memory. The truths you repeat in your mind not only strengthen you, they also open spiritual doors. Faith is not just an emotion, it is a living connection with me. When you remember my promises, when you claim them and proclaim them, heaven moves in your favor. Your constant devotion has not gone unnoticed. Every time you stopped to speak to me, even when you had no strength, every prayer you made, even when you felt unheard, had been treasured. Nothing has been lost. Everything has been recorded, and my response will come not always as you expect, but always at the perfect time. I am more interested in forming you than in temporarily pleasing you, because what I am developing in you is eternal. Do not fear the process. Challenges are not signs of abandonment, but of formation. I am personally training your spirit, making it stronger, more mature, more capable of carrying the glory that is coming. Everything you've lived through has prepared you to sustain what I'm about to release, but there can be no mixture. The new requires a new vessel. That is why I have been cleansing, removing, purifying, and sanctifying. Set time aside for me, not out of obligation, but from desire. Let each day include a space where the world quiets and only my voice resounds. I am more essential than any other activity. I am your source. When you connect with me, everything in your life aligns, even what appears chaotic. Do not underestimate those moments of stillness. It is there that miracles are forged. Guard your dreams with care. Do not allow fear to steal them. Do not bury them just because you have not seen immediate fulfillment. I placed them within you, and I long to see them come to life. Together, through your active faith and my eternal power, we will witness wonders. Yes, wonders. Things you cannot yet imagine, but that are closer than you think. Even if you felt your prayers go unheard, I want you to know with certainty, every word from your lips, every thought directed toward me has been received with attention and love. No prayer goes ignored. Every whisper of your heart has reached my throne. I bend down to hear you, and I am at work. Your dreams matter to me not because they make you great, but because they reveal your heart. And I honor sincere hearts, just desires, and noble hopes that are aligned with mine. Don't stop. The work continues, and I am with you until everything is fulfilled. In the silence of your deepest thoughts, I have planted seeds of purpose that are now beginning to awaken. Even when you're not aware of it, I have been working in the most hidden areas of your being, shaping your inner self with divine precision. Not everything happening in your life is visible in the moment, but nothing I allow is without direction. I have orchestrated time with perfect wisdom, and every lived moment, even those that seem empty or difficult, forms part of a greater design that your eyes cannot yet fully see. I have been working in the invisible where your natural eyes cannot reach, but where my spirit fills everything. While you thought nothing was happening, I was actually building walls of protection around you, removing spiritual obstacles, redirecting unseen paths, and positioning key people for the stage that is about to unfold. The process has been deeper than you imagine. It's not just about external circumstances. I am reshaping your inner being, because that is where true power is born, the kind that transforms and advances. Many times, you've felt a heavy weight on your soul without understanding its source, but it was my loving hand purifying your thoughts, revealing hidden intentions, and uprooting ancient fears buried beneath layers of false strength. You weren't punishment with preparation. Every difficult emotion you faced was an invitation to surrender more deeply to my will. Through every situation, I've been training you to trust not in what you see, but in what I have spoken. Remember, I did not call you to a life of superficial comfort, but to one of eternal impact. There are destinies that cannot be reached without going through the fire, not to destroy you, but to form you, not to break you without reason, but so you may shine with greater brilliance. I am refining your character, not so the world may see perfection, but so you may be useful in my hands. At times, the distance you feel from your surroundings is my way of drawing you closer to my presence and away from the voices that once guided your path. Many have given opinions about your life, some well-meaning, others from a place of misunderstanding, but understand this: the only voice with the authority to define your future is mine. I have written your story, and no man, no matter how powerful or wise, can rewrite what I have sealed. You are not the sum of your mistakes, nor are you condemned by the limits of your past. You are under the guidance of a grace that restores, lifts, and offers new opportunities with each sunrise. I have not forgotten what I promised you in the days when your heart burned with faith. What I revealed to your spirit in intimacy still stands. It has not expired. Though time has passed and the results seem distant, my word remains. Unlike human promises, mine do not fade with time, they mature. And when the time is right, they manifest with power. I am not limited by your calendars or clocks. I move in eternity, and everything I do is perfect in its time. Trust in that timing. Trust in my process. What I've begun in you will be completed, not in your strength, but in the fullness of my purpose. You are now being repositioned subtly, without noise. I am placing you exactly where you need to be. New roles, new responsibilities, and new opportunities will open up not by human effort, but because I will prepare them. You won't have to force doors open or manipulate situations. I will be the one to lift you up when the time is fulfilled. In the meantime, I invite you to walk in faithfulness, not seeking recognition but obedience. For in obedience, there is provision, and in humility, there is exaltation. Those who underestimated you will see my work in you not as vengeance, but as a testimony that my power is made perfect in weakness. You don't need to defend yourself. I will be your defender. You don't have to prove your worth. I am the one who affirms you. What I will raise you up to do will be evident. You won't have to convince anyone. Your fruit will speak louder than your words. Those who judged you will witness what only my hand could accomplish. Days of revelation are coming. I will show you what was once hidden. I will give you discernment to distinguish between truth and deception, between the divine and the merely human. You will no longer walk in confusion. I am opening your spiritual eyes to see the full picture. You will no longer be at the mercy of your emotions. I will give you wisdom that surpasses common understanding, so you may make decisions aligned with my will. Your surroundings will shift not because everything instantly falls into place, but because your perspective will be transformed. What once seemed impossible will now appear as an opportunity. Where you once saw walls, you will now see pathways. I do not simply change your circumstances, I change the way you see them. I give you heavenly vision, so you may live according to my eternal design rather than in fear of the present moment. Today I remind you that nothing is outside of my control. The situation you face is not an obstacle for me. On the contrary, it is the perfect stage for my power to be revealed. I do not require favorable conditions to act, only your willingness, and I have already seen it in you. I have watched how, in secret, you chose to keep believing, and that silent, steady, and unwavering faith moves me to act with power. Stay firm, not out of obligation, but from revelation. The truth I've shown you sustains you, and what I am about to do will be so clear, so evident, so glorious that you will know with absolute certainty that it was me. You won't need to ask whether it was my hand, because it will be undeniable. You will see it, and all will see it. There are moments when the soul longs for answers that seem not to arrive, and the heart feels suspended between hope and uncertainty. In the midst of the silence surrounding you, I have been speaking not with noise, but with a deep peace that transcends words. You've been waiting for signs, seeking confirmations, but what I have been building within you does not require grand external displays to hold value. What is true is born in secret, shaped in hidden places, and strengthened through patience. I've been deepening your roots, because what I am about to raise with you needs a foundation that will not bend to the winds of time or the storms to come. What you perceive as delay is actually the careful work of my Spirit, forming maturity, integrity, and resilience within you. The slowest processes are the most precious because they endure. What is built in haste crumbles easily, but what I raise cannot be destroyed. I am allowing you to go through stages that require you to see beyond appearances. This is not a time to seek immediate gratification, but eternal depth. There are treasures only discovered when one dares to remain faithful even without applause, even when circumstances aren't favorable. And you have continued forward. Your perseverance has not gone unnoticed. I have seen you choose what is right in silence, without expecting a reward. That kind of obedience multiplies my favor. You often desire fullness all at once, but I am teaching you to enjoy the journey, to find joy along the way, and to understand the value of every season. There is beauty even in waiting when you learn to depend on me without anxiety. Anxiety is born when you rely on your strength. Peace is born when you trust in my guidance, and I have promised to lead you. Even when the path narrows, I am there. When clarity is lost, I am the one holding your hand, not so you understand everything immediately, but so you trust the one who leads you. Many of the things you thought were setbacks were actually redirections. I kept you from paths that would have taken you away from your purpose. I closed doors you wanted open because I could see what you could not. Though it hurt at first, in time you'll understand it was my protection, not rejection. Not everything that is lost is a defeat. Sometimes, losing is the greatest form of being preserved. I am teaching you to live with discernment, to recognize what comes from me, and to distinguish it from what only appears good. Decisions you once made from emotion, you'll now make with wisdom. You are being spiritually equipped, even when you don't realize it. You are growing within. You are no longer who you once were, and that is something to celebrate. You are moving forward, even if the world does not see it. I see it, and that is enough. What is coming will not be temporary. It will not be a fleeting emotion or a brief season of excitement. What is coming is part of an eternal covenant, sealed by faithfulness and confirmed by obedience. I brought you here with purpose, not to entertain you with words, but to position you in truth. I called you, formed you, protected you, and now I am propelling you forward. There is no turning back, only advancement, because what I have begun, I will finish. You have been chosen, you are exactly where you are meant to be. And no, this is not a coincidence. This is not just another video or just another piece of content on the internet. This is a divine appointment, a precise intervention of my spirit to reach you right now in the middle of what you're going through. It is I, your God, who has guided your steps to this moment, because I know you've been praying in silence, longing for a clear answer, a light in the midst of uncertainty, a sign to confirm you are not alone. And today, that sign has arrived. I have seen your effort. I've watched you rise each day even when inside you felt like you couldn't go on. I've witnessed every time you gave what you didn't have, helped when no one helped you, sowed in faith when you saw no harvest. I was there with you for every tear you wiped away quickly so no one would see your vulnerability. Even when you thought no one noticed your sacrifice, I saw everything. I counted it all. I valued it deeply. Do not turn this video off, because what you're about to hear is more than just a message, it is a spiritual key. Today, I've come to reveal to you that your financial miracle, the one you've been waiting for, depends on a small act filled with power. It won't be something flashy. It won't be something the world celebrates. It will be a simple, intimate gesture, perhaps unnoticed by others, but powerful in my eyes. Because I am not moved by appearances. I look at the heart, and your heart hath been crying out. You've been taught to expect the big, the spectacular, but you haven't been shown the value of the small when it's full of faith. I am the God who multiplies the little, who transforms the minimum into abundance. Just as I used 5 loaves and 2 fish to feed thousands, I will use your small act to open the doors of provision. But first, you need to understand this. Your blessing will not come from the size of your effort, but from obedience to a divine instruction. And that instruction has already begun. The very fact that you are here, listening to these words, is part of that act of faith. Because while the world offers noise, I am giving you direction. The world offers human formulas, but I am delivering a heavenly strategy. And I tell you, if you obey in the small, I will entrust you with the great. If you remain faithful in the unseen, I will reveal the miraculous. But you must stay until the end, because there I will show you exactly what act will activate your provision. Don't try to close this video, because if you do, you might miss the exact moment your destiny shifts. This is not just any word, it is the answer you asked for. A prayer made visible. I have witnessed how you endured lack, how you faced situations where you didn't know where the money for basic needs would come from. I was there when you counted coins, when you waited for payments that never arrived, when you denied yourself so that others wouldn't go without. None of it has been in vain. My son, my daughter, today spiritual laws are being activated over your life, not through a grand sacrifice or an extraordinary deed, but through something that may seem small in the eyes of men, yet is enormous before me. That is the essence of my kingdom. The small, the humble, the seed sown in faith is what I multiply. So do not seek the validation of others. Don't wait for people to understand. Obey my voice. When I speak, it is not to entertain you, it is to transform you. Stay until the end, because very soon you will know exactly what that small act is, the one that will become the seed of your financial miracle. And when you put it into practice, you will see doors open that have been closed for years. You will hear news that will change your story. You will receive resources that others thought were impossible. But first, I need your full attention, because a single instruction can be the difference between wandering in the desert and entering the promised land. And today, that instruction has begun to be revealed. Beloved son, beloved daughter, listen to me with an open heart. You are not late. You are not out of time. You are standing at the precise moment where heaven opens and a new season begins for you. Everything you've lived through, every loss, every moment of waiting, every tear you thought no one saw has led you to this point. And though you felt like you reached your limit, what truly happened is that you arrived at the very border where your strength ends and my miracle begins. I do not improvise. I do not fail. I am never late. Every step you took, even those you thought were mistakes, I have used to draw you closer to my purpose. Today, you are not in front of a simple video, you are before a living word, sown from my heart directly into yours. And I want you to understand something very deep. You are not here out of curiosity, by coincidence, or because your phone simply suggested it. You are here because my spirit knocked on the door of your soul, and you had the sensitivity to open it. But now, I need you to take one more step, a small one that may seem simple, but in the spiritual realm, it will activate a signal of faith that will not go unnoticed. I want you, in this moment, if you are receiving my word, if you feel this voice is speaking directly to you, to like this video and subscribe to this channel. Do it now. Do it with conviction. Do it as someone who knows they are receiving divine instructions, not just human content. Stay until the end, because what comes next will reveal the exact act that will activate your financial miracle. And when you understand the simplicity of my plan, you will realize it was never about your ability, it was always about your obedience. It was never about how much you have, but about how much you believe. And today, your belief is being tested and it will also be rewarded. Beloved son, beloved daughter, listen carefully, because what I am about to reveal is a profound truth that few have understood, but it is the key to unlocking your financial miracle. The power does not lie in the magnitude of the act, but in the obedience with which you choose to take that small step. It's not human effort or strategy that opens the gates of heaven, it is faith in motion, complete trust that I, your God, am working in every detail of your life. This miracle you are waiting for depends on a simple act. It might be a gesture of generosity when you don't see abundance, a sincere prayer from the depths of your soul, a decision to give thanks despite not seeing visible results, or the complete surrender of your trust without conditions. Don't close this video, because in this message, I am activating something that will forever change your financial destiny. I want you to write in the comments, I activate my miracle with faith, and do it with conviction, because every word you declare moves the foundations of the spiritual world and opens doors beyond what you can imagine. It is no accident that you are seeing this message right now. You've been waiting for signs, opportunities, and answers, and this is the sign you've been asking for. Miracles don't arrive by chance or luck, they come because you decide to act in faith, even when the path ahead is unclear. Many have come close to their blessing but lost it because they did not obey that small call that seemed insignificant. Today I tell you that within the small lies the power of the great, and your obedience, even if it is a humble act, echoes in heaven and activates my hand to work in your favor. Do not try to close this video, because if you do, you might miss the most important instruction I have placed for you. Prosperity is not merely about money or resources. It is the reflection of a living faith that trusts in me beyond circumstances. That's why I also want you to write. My faith activates the impossible, because this prophetic declaration will seal a spiritual covenant between you and me. This miracle doesn't depend on what the world sees or on the people around you. It depends on your act of faith, on that seed you choose to plant today, even if the ground looks dry. Even more, I want you to write, I trust in you, God, even when I don't understand, because this is the prayer that touches my heart and moves me to pour out blessings over you. You are at a crucial moment, a turning point where your life will change if you choose to respond to this call with obedience and trust. I have been preparing your character, shaping your spirit, because I don't want to give you a blessing that destroys you, but one that lifts and transforms you. Today begins a new cycle in your life. Your financial miracle depends on this small act I am revealing to you. You are not alone. I am with you, but I need to see that you trust and obey in the small things so I can open the doors to greater ones. Stay until the end, because what follows will reveal to you what no one has ever told you about your prosperity. Your miracle is not an accident or a stroke of luck. It is the result of your active faith and sincere surrender. Beloved son, beloved daughter, listen closely, because today I want to speak to you from the heart about a mystery many have not understood, but one that will forever transform your financial life. I want you to close your eyes for a moment and imagine a real scene, a story that is not just a tale, but a living testimony of my power in action. There was a person like you who was facing debts that seemed insurmountable, with the weight of fear and uncertainty taking hold of their mind and spirit. Each day felt like an endless battle, and hope was fading little by little. However, one day, they chose to take a small step that seemed insignificant to others, a simple act of faith, a decision to place in my hands the very thing they feared most. And with humility, they trusted that I could do more with a little than they could ever imagine. It wasn't a grand action or a spectacular gesture, but it was the key that opened an invisible door to prosperity. Slowly, they began to see the chains of debt break, peace replace anxiety, and abundance begin to flow in unexpected ways. It wasn't by their own efforts or by coincidence. It was because they chose to believe and obey in the small things. Now, I want you to do a spiritual exercise with me. Visualize your life transformed, free from the debts that weigh on your soul, living in the calm that only financial peace can bring. Imagine your days filled with tranquility, your home flourishing, your table abundant, and your heart unburdened by worry. Feel that freedom you've longed for, because this is not just a vision, it is the promise I make to you today. I am the God who multiplies the little, who turns what is broken into abundance, who transforms scarcity into endless generosity. It doesn't matter how small your seed may seem when sown with faith, it becomes a flourishing tree that bears fruit for generations. Don't close this video, because something even deeper awaits you, something that will stir your spirit. Even the smallest applied faith opens massive doors that no man can shut. Don't let doubt steal this miracle from you. Remember that every act, no matter how small, has eternal value in my eyes and unleashes change that goes far beyond the material. Trust, because I am with you, and my power is perfected in your weakness. Stay until the end, because what you will discover will fill you with unshakable hope and propel you to live the abundant life you deserve. Your financial miracle hinges on that small act you have yet to take, but today, I invite you to step forward in courage and love. Beloved son, beloved daughter, it's time I speak to you with the truth that many have overlooked and that has kept countless people stuck in their finances and their lives. Today I reveal to you that the reason you haven't seen your financial miracle move forward is not because of a lack of effort or worthiness, but because you have ignored that small act, that simple yet powerful instruction I have given you from the very beginning. It's no accident that I brought you here. It's no coincidence that you felt this tug in your heart. What I'm asking of you today is to make a concrete decision here and now, because your miracle depends on that choice turned into action. It could be forgiving someone who caused you pain, releasing the burden that drains your energy. It could be giving generously, offering the little you have with the assurance that I will multiply every seed. It might mean giving thanks even when abundance hasn't yet appeared, because gratitude opens doors no one can shut. Or it might mean letting go of the fear that paralyzes you, the doubt that steals your hope, and trusting in me with all your being. Today I invite you not to let this divine opportunity pass you by. If you've made it this far, let me know, because that means your faith is stronger than any fear or uncertainty. Write in the comments, "My faith is greater than my fear." You are not alone. I am with you every step of the way, multiplying, opening doors, releasing miracles where there once were barriers. Nothing can stop what I'm about to do in your finances. Nothing can resist the power of faith in motion, and nothing can dim the light that has already begun to shine upon your life. Don't close this video yet, there's still more I want to share with you. Revelations that will push you to act with courage and an open heart. Trust in me, beloved son, beloved daughter, because your financial miracle is already on its way. And that small act you choose to take today will be the spark that ignites the flame of limitless prosperity. Stay until the end, because what awaits you is an irreversible change, a blessing that will transform your destiny forever. My precious child, listen closely, because today I reveal to you a truth that will change your story permanently. From the moment you decided to open this video, from the moment you took that first step in faith, your financial miracle began to take shape in the spiritual realm. This is not a coincidence or just a hopeful thought. What is on its way is the exact answer to your genuine faith and the small act that activated an entire divine plan in your favor. I, your God, have seen how you've struggled, how you've waited in silence, and how despite the storms your heart has remained steadfast. That's why I tell you with full certainty, what is coming surpasses anything you can imagine. Don't close this video, because every word you hear is a seed that will grow into abundance. I want you to prepare now for something special, because as you finish watching this message, you'll be stepping into the new season I have prepared for you. Take a moment to visualize your life without debt, with bills paid, with abundance to help and share, with peace in your mind and confidence in your heart. Feel that financial freedom that so many seek but few find. Because true wealth begins with full trust in me, your God, who multiplies the little and transforms what is broken into limitless abundance. Listen carefully. Nothing will stop what I have begun in your finances, not doubt, not your past, not the voices that told you it's not possible. Because the power I give you today is stronger than any obstacle and greater than any problem. Your small act of faith, whether it's forgiving, sowing, giving thanks, or trusting, has set into motion a heavenly movement that is changing everything. Don't underestimate what you've done, because within it lies the key that unlocks the miracle. Now I want you to take a moment and write in the comments with all your faith and conviction this powerful phrase: "My financial miracle is on its way, and nothing can stop it." Do it now, my child, because when you speak your faith aloud, you activate invisible forces that begin to manifest that promise in your life. Don't do it just to do it with your heart, with the certainty that you are opening the floodgates of heaven. Remember, every time you confess with a loud and clear voice, you are sending a signal that the spiritual world cannot ignore. What you sowed in silence is now springing forth with power. Don't close this video yet. There is still so much to discover, to feel, and to receive. The abundance you are about to experience will not only meet your needs, but will transform you into a channel of blessing for those around you. Beloved son, beloved daughter, trust in me, because what I have promised will come to pass in perfect timing. No matter what your past has been, today a new story begins for you, a story where the financial miracle is real and tangible. I am the God who never forgets a promise, who never fails or grows weary, and I assure you that what is coming is far greater than anything you have asked for. Before we finish, I want you to take one final act of faith with me. Subscribe to this channel if you haven't already, because more messages will come to nourish your spirit and strengthen your faith. When you share this message with someone who is waiting for this word, someone who needs to know that divine prosperity is already within reach, you multiply the blessing God has placed in you. This is your moment. Don't let it pass you by. Heaven is already responding to your faith and to the small act that has triggered this great transformation. Always remember that I, your God, am with you every step of the way, guiding you, protecting you, and opening paths where there were once only obstacles. Get ready to receive abundance, to live in victory, and to become a living testimony that when you trust, the impossible becomes possible. And now, before you close this message, write in the comments with faith, "I receive my miracle today." Declare this truth and watch how divine light draws near to you, how provision begins to multiply, and how peace takes reign in your heart. Let this be the beginning of a new journey filled with hope and blessing. My son, my daughter, never forget that every act of faith, no matter how small, is the start of a great miracle. I bless you with abundance, with health, with strength, and with peace. May prosperity be your daily companion, and my love the guiding force that never leaves your path.